Hey everyone, sorry in advance for the extreme longness of this video. I am so beyond irritated right now at the electronics in my life. You guys probably know and can see that I haven't uploaded in about 4 weeks, and that was totally just me failing as usual for this pregnancy because I've been horrible at vlogging. But I have been videoing, at least. I haven't sat down and edited and uploaded, but I've been videoing, and so I had several videos that I wanted to post for you guys, and I sat down tonight because I didn't have any homework and I had a moment to breathe, and so I was going to edit the videos and post them and record this video, which was only supposed to be like 5 minutes long. And so I started up my video editing program, which is Sony Vegas, and I went to import the media from my SD card like I always do. It's a different SD card, same brand I think even, but it's just different because it's in my like snap camera and rather than the recorder that I'm using now, the camcorder that I'm using now. And so I had uploaded all these videos, or I had recorded these videos on my actual camera. And so I put that in, and it said something like I had to download like QuickTime or something to view it, and I was like, I'm not viewing it, I'm just trying to upload it. And then it was like, or not upload it, I keep saying upload, sorry. I'm just trying to edit it, and then it was like, oh well, the file format doesn't match, and it's irritating me because it's the same file format that this uses. It's MP4, and so I think, right? They're the same. Oh my gosh, my brain. Anyways, and so I probably could download like a file converter and maybe re-download Sony Vegas to see if that helps, but I figure after all that it would probably just be quicker to record this video. So that's what I'm gonna do. The other thing is, one of the videos I recorded was talking about my 20-week ultrasound, which I'll talk about in a minute. And in it I said that I was going to scan in some pictures of the baby. Or not scan in some pictures, but take some pictures off of the CD of the baby. Because they gave me a CD that had like 40 pictures. It was crazy. More than I even got with the twins, I think. And so I was going to do that, and the CD wouldn't let me save them, copy them. Like, I guess I could do like a screenshot and save it. I don't know, but it just wasn't letting me do it, and it was just taking me off, so I quit. So I have 3 pictures, which I'll show you in a minute. They're the print-offs of the 3D ones that we got, and so like I said, I'll show you those, but yeah, let's get started. We have a lot to catch up on. So I think the last time you saw me, I was 12 weeks, and today I am 22 weeks, so it's been 10 weeks since you saw me. Does that seem right? That seems, I don't know. Maybe you guys saw me at 16 weeks? Maybe you saw me at 16 weeks. I'm not near my computer, so I can't go look, but if not, I'll edit this next part out. So, 12 to 16, nothing happened. 16 weeks, I went in, it was like 16 and a half weeks actually. I went in for my 16-week checkup, and it was really quick. All they did was a heartbeat check. The heartbeat was there. The doctor asked me, you know, how I was feeling and everything. I had nothing to report. There was no good, no bad. There was just nothing. Like, oh, well, I guess the good was that I wasn't sick or anything anymore. So, like, my morning sickness stopped right around the 12-week mark. And it wasn't, I don't know, it was like I said, I've said before, it was never true morning sickness as far as I wasn't really throwing up, just certain things, food aversions mostly. Certain things would make me gag, but I think I only threw up 2 or 3 times, and I don't know, it just isn't that big of a deal, especially after how sick I was with the twins. So I'm sorry, I'm itching, which is another thing I will talk to you about, but he just gave me a paper of like things to expect or whatever. And one of the things on it was round ligament pain, and I'd heard about it. I'd heard other people, other pregnant ladies that I knew that say, oh, the round ligament pain's so bad this time, and I was like, what? And I guess the only real thing I had asked him, I was like, I am getting these pinching pains, and here, this is so weird. I know I'm sitting down, I'm in my bathroom, but let me show you. It'll be a quick shot of the belly too, kind of. There's that. But no, I don't know if you can even see it. Like right in here on both sides, I would just get randomly sharp pains. And sometimes like I would sneeze, like one of the times I remember I was going down the stairs and I sneezed and I was just like doubled over, like it pinched. It was this really sharp pinch pain. And I'd never had it before. And of course my first thought was like, well, it has to be something related to the C-section because I never had it before and this is the first pregnancy after the C-section, so I'm like, is tissue tearing or like what's happening, you know? And so I was explaining it to the doctor and he's like, oh, that's round ligament pain. He's like, it can go anywhere from basically like your vagina all the way to up your stomach and around the sides into your back, that you can feel the pain. And I was like, holy crap. So that was it for 16 weeks for the appointment. Right at 17 weeks, I think the day I turned 17 weeks, I woke up and I had a little bit of spotting, and it wasn't anything major, but I was like, I'll ask just in case because, you know, I'd just rather be safe than sorry, right? So I called them up. I couldn't speak to the doctor, but I spoke to the medical assistant. I was telling her, and she's like, are you having any cramps? I was like, well, and this is something, it's weird that I had noticed, like, the day before and that day and the day after, I was kind of achy, almost like I was having my period. And it was in the back, which is also where I get my period cramps. And so I was like, I don't know, I'm having this. And she gave me a couple of reasons. She's like, well, have you done this? Have you done this? Have you done this? Blah, 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 blah. I told her what I had and hadn't done. And she's like, oh, well, that's probably the reason. And she explained to me, and I was like, oh, okay. So like things she was saying was like walking, sex, like lifting a lot of bending and moving. Basically, she was saying that, like your cervix has so many fresh blood vessels, it's just like really easy to like agitate them and all that sort of thing. And yeah, so she's like, don't worry about it. And she's like, and it sounds like the cramps are just round ligament pain. I was like, oh, okay. And that was it. Fast forward to 20 weeks because really nothing happened. I went December 15th, I think, was my 16-week appointment. And on the 21st, our family went down to Arizona for 2 weeks, and we got back. I had a couple days, and then we had our 20-week appointment. So both of the parents came. It was really great. It was just like a really nice time to be with them. I finally met the father. I hadn't met him in person. He's wonderful, sweet. And I had my son with me. When I first made the appointment, I had made it for later in the morning because I was figuring that my husband would be home and he could watch Cody while I went to the appointment. I didn't take into account that it was in January, which means a new semester starts, and so he wasn't home, so I had to take Cody, and I was like, oh, please be good, you know. And Cody fell in love completely with the dad. He was sitting on his lap and playing with his new iPhone, and they have a child that is the same age as Cody, and so the dad has all these apps on his phone, and so Cody was totally in love with that. and got so upset when the dad left and the phone left. Like, it was sort of equal. Like, he didn't want the dad to leave and he didn't want the phone to leave. He's like, oh, you know. So it was just really good. The ultrasound took a while, I feel like. I know the 20-week ultrasounds always take a while. The twins took forever because it's everything double, you know. But this particular one took a little while because I have a anterior placenta. Am I saying that? Anterior? I randomly am feeling like that's the wrong one. I have placenta that is in the front of baby, and so usually they kind of attach to the back of the uterus. Well, like, typically, let's say, I don't want to say usually, I don't know. Mine is attached to the front of my uterus, and so for pictures they were having to go at all these different angles to get all the pictures of the baby they needed, because he was hiding, and for like a lot of it he was kind of like turned, and there's a wall right here, he was like smashed up against the placenta, just like hanging out, cuddling it. And so it was really hard to get pictures. And you'll see in the 3D ones that I'm talking about, these are like probably the best pictures we'll ever see of this baby, because it's only going to get worse as the placenta gets bigger and less room, you know. And yeah, so I have that. As soon as they told me that, I was like, hey, it's not low-lying, right? When you have a low-lying front placenta after a C-section, it has the possibility of being very bad, because if it attaches into the scar itself, there's a whole mess of issues that comes with that. And that was like the one thing that I was like, this cannot happen, I want my baby back, da 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 da. I wasn't worried about anything else. I'm sure I'm going to go into labor. I know I can have a baby because I've had a baby, and so the one thing I was like, I cannot have this placenta. And I don't remember, I want to say like placenta accreta, placenta previa is when it's the placenta's on the bottom, like covering the cervix. I don't remember what it is. Anyways, it's like the one thing I was like, oh gosh, and my mom had asked me like, what is the chance of this happening? And I was like, oh, you know, it's really low, because not only would I have to have a front placenta, but I'd have to have a low placenta, and blah 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 blah. And of course they're like, oh, you have a front placenta. And honestly, I wasn't super surprised. I was starting to wonder it. I'd actually kind of been wondering it since the beginning. Right around like 9 or 10 weeks when I started using my Doppler, because this baby was so hard to find. I always found the placenta or my blood flow. It just was horrible. Like, I could find the twins easier. I could Cody. I didn't have a Doppler when I had Cody, but all the nurses were just like, oh, there's the baby, you know. And I just could not find him. I would lay here for like 15 minutes trying to find this baby and nothing. And it would take forever and ever, and I would get paranoid because I'm like, oh my god, the baby's dead, you know. And so I was kind of suspecting it anyway, so I wasn't a big shock. But it's just placenta in the front, so typically as the uterus grows, it'll actually move higher up, and so I shouldn't have to worry about any of the bad stuff, and it doesn't affect delivery at all. I have heard, not any statistics, but it just seems like a lot of women that I've talked to about it, their babies tend to come sunny side up. I don't know if that's just a coincidence or whatever, but so basically they're facing the opposite direction they usually face when they come out. But other than that, it shouldn't affect anything. I should still be able to get my baby back, and so I'm really excited about that. The baby was measuring about 4 days bigger than he was supposed to, which he's consistently, every ultrasound, he has measured 4 days, not earlier, 4 days later. Like, if we're supposed to be 10 weeks, he's 10-4. If we're supposed to be 12-2, he's 12-6, you know, like, he's always 4 days bigger, and so, he's pretty consistent there. And it's funny because in a have several friends that are pregnant along with me, due near me, and their pregnancies, since they're consistently measuring the same thing, their dates have been moved, whether later or earlier, but they don't want to do that in a IVF pregnancy, because we know how old the embryo was. We know when we transferred, you know. So anyways, I will show you these pictures and make sure I don't get my name in there. There is baby, kind of hanging out. And this one, let's see, I'm gonna save my favorite for last. Here's another one, and this one you can kind of see, you'll see some, like, it almost looks like clouds around him. Like, see, he's kind of like right there. Do you see, like, oops, do you see the clouds? Kind of. That is all placenta, because he has smushed himself into my placenta. And so it was really hard to get pictures. Like I said, it took forever to see the gender. Luckily, we already knew his gender because of the testing, but we did finally get a glimpse, and he is definitely a boy, so that's cool. This is my favorite picture. He yawned right as she was taking this picture. Look how cute that is. Ridiculous. These things amaze me. Like, you know that they're a little, like, thinner, they're scrawnier, obviously, but it's amazing how baby-like they are. I don't know, it's crazy. Anyways, so yeah, my battery is about to die, and this is like 18 minutes long, so I need to go upload it. I will show you another picture of my belly, like a better one that I showed you earlier. I have a bump shot from over Christmas when I was 18 weeks, so I'll put that in. And I'm going to try to get a clip. The baby moves a ton now. I can see him from the outside and feel him a lot more, even though I have the front placenta, which they warned me, they're like, you might not feel him as much, but this baby's crazy. So anyways, I had sweatpants on, and I just slid on pants, and they have dark, so I usually don't wear that, but there is baby from the front. I'll go ahead and show you my horrible stretched out tummy. It is well used and well loved. Second. Yeah. Talk to you guys later. Bye.